Hello and welcome to today's edition of Food Chain with me, Jessie Magbako. Today we'll put the focus on the cocoa industry. Now, the industry has been facing many challenges, from low prices to increased global competition, with reports that Ecuador could overtake Ghana and become the second largest producer of cocoa globally. Now, what does this mean for farmers? Today on the Food Chain, my guest is Farmer General Nana Opamboa Oboadia Bonsu II, and he's the president of the Concerned Cocoa Farmers Association. Stay with me.
The current situation now, I would say it is a disaster, and it is an eyesore, and there's nothing good to talk about when it comes to cocoa. And we are out of the game when we talk about the cocoa production. Globally, Ghana is out of the space because illegal mining is destroying the cocoa. And at the end of the day, the land that has been destroyed also is taking away, absorbing this kind of poisonous substance that they've used it for this kind of illegal activity, which the cocoa itself is being taken it out from the ground, which at the end of the day, it is another dangerous thing, which European Union has raised a flag on it that they found heavy metals within our cocoa, which we need to be very careful out of it. But apart from that, it is disaster because there's nothing good to talk about when it comes to cocoa in Ghana.
Yeah. But as farmers, are you optimistic about the future?
Well, the future lies in the hands of the farmers themselves. So we, the farmers, we are protecting our cocoa because the state is not ready to protect the cocoa. Because looking at what is happening and what we've done so far, just to make sure that this illegal activity will be stopped, nothing has changed. At the moment, we've tried all our best to engage some of the youth that they are into this galamsey thing. We've converted almost 250 youth, and then we converted them to farmers, which now, when you get to a place like Bonza, Western North region, we've tried our best to get some people from there. When you go to Central region, Dunkwa or Fen, we've also get some people there. That even now, the Dwaboso one, we've now created or set up a plantain chips factory, which at the end of the day, these young people will stop the galamsey and then get into that. But yes, still we are on it. We've not had any support or whatever from the government outfit or from individual or also, but it is with the concerned farmers ourselves that we are doing together with the MC of Dwabo. So he gave us the place to do such a thing. So talking about cocoa for now, it is very dangerous because even police and other things have been going around here and there, but yes, still the galamsey seems they are so more powerful more than the police themselves, which at the end of the day, it is eating up some of the farmers. When they come, you might not give your land for them, but they will get into it. When you go to a place like Abrakofe in the Bonza area, there's one woman who owns a cocoa farm, which they are eating within his cocoa farm. And it is in the night that they do that kind of illegal activity. And the woman cannot be a watchman to be there in the, how they call it, in the evening. You always only come there in the morning, and then in the around 4 or 5 days. So it is very worried situation. And being worrying as a matter of our cocoa is being going, our children to their future is in danger because prostitution and drugs has taken a center space within this illegal activities area. When you go to Ayamfori and then Wasekrop on that side, I mean, it is worse.
You talked about helping convert some of the galamseyers into like good employment. What kind of support will you need to ensure that they don't go back into the galamsey activity?
Well, now we need the logistics, like equipment, you know, as we want to set up the Dwaboso is a home of plantain. So we need machinery that we'll be using for the plantain chips, and then also a hammer mill to make the plantain powdered so that we can do export and other things for those that they are also outside also to get, because the demand is higher. When you go to Italy, London, and then some part of European countries, the demand of plantain powder is very high, which I think Dwaboso, we have a lot of plantain due to the rehabilitation of the cocoa. We planted a lot of plantain in there, which I think we can set up this and then it will help. But nothing, for now, nothing. It is only that the regional minister within Dwaboso is supporting us, you know, a little bit. And then also the DC that is there he's strongly behind us, trying our best, trying all his best, so that at the end of the day, this plantain chips will immediately set up.
What other challenges are farmers struggling with?
Access of road. That one, I think the government knows it. The road network is very bad. That is one thing. And then also labor. Labor has become a very big challenge. Now, all the youth that they said they are using them for child labor within the cocoa, which wasn't even true. You see, this same youth are engaging with this kind of galamseyers, and they are making a lot of money from the galamsey side rather than coming to help the cocoa section. So this has become a little bit challenging. Labor itself, no young man want to get into the cocoa industry again because they see the cocoa not having a future. But we, the farmers themselves, as a farmer general, I know the future of the cocoa is bright. But then also, there's nothing like education. We, the concerned farmers, are doing the education, going around, touring the length and breadth of this country, everywhere that a cocoa is, just to educate people to know the importance of the cocoa. Not only the cocoa that you plant, you get it. It's not a cocoa. You get cocoa yam, you get a lot of things within it. So cocoa itself is a very nice and a good venture. Just that authorities have to wake up, because I think they've put in wax in their ears, which I think it is not nice.
Do you think these challenges are affecting Ghana's competitiveness on the global market?
Yeah, sure. Cocoa is business. Looking at a country like Ecuador that recently they have raising. Ecuador started cocoa production not today, for a long time, and they produce a high quality cocoa. At first Ghana was first. How come Ghana became second and then Ivory Coast jump up? And now Ivory Coast is leading. And now Ecuador has taken over from Ghana. So it's like we are not taking the cocoa sector seriously. And then I think laws that is there to protect the cocoa trees have to be strengthening, because we, the concerned farmers, each and every day talk about this. And we're saying this, we've been advocating for cocoa for the past 25 years. And nobody is listening to us, which I think is like the cocoa itself is not important to the state. If the cocoa is the backbone of our economy, I think they have to give us a year, but nobody is willing to do that. It is only the chief of staff, Julius Debra, that we send our grievances to, that he tried to support us in a way, supporting us for we to reach to the various farmers for education. Apart from that, who else is coming over? Who else is coming to us? Nobody is coming. So it's very big challenge, which I think the cocoa will go at all, because now as I'm speaking, when you get to Western North, that is the only hope of Ghana cocoa. Eastern region, the cocoa will go down all because others are paying huge money for the lands, and then they are moving from the cocoa production to the rubber plantation. We are not telling anybody not to plant rubber. You can plant rubber, all right, but then don't cut a cocoa tree to replace it with rubber. There should be a law which will protect the cocoa tree. I've been saying it several times that we should even have a law that when you are going for the seedlings, you should sign that, listen, I'm taking these seedlings for 30 years. So after 30 years, maybe I will not do my cocoa again, and I can convert it to do a different thing. But this is the situation that people go for the seedlings, put it on their land, and then later sell their land for these galamseyers. Yeah. Others also go for the seedlings. They don't even plant it at all, because there's nothing like monitoring on the seedlings that is going. Every year, Cocoa Board comes out with millions of seedlings. Let us ask them. The millions of seedlings that we've been given to farmers each and every year, why is it that we are still declining? And then when you go to Ivory Coast, why is that Ivory Coast is moving forward? Because they're putting their things down well. But when it comes to Ghana, there's nothing like that. I've been approaching Cocoa Board several times. Some past, board chairman told me that it is an economic situation. A farmer can choose to destroy his cocoa and plant rubber. So when you tell me something like this, what signal are you also sending to the farmers? So this has been a very big challenge, which we said there's something that the president have to know. I've said this in several times, but it's like those around the president are not telling the president the right thing. Because Ghana cocoa, I will not even give 3 years. It will shut down. Yes, it will shut down, because we are on the field and we know what we are talking about. Yeah, we are on the field. A lot of people have sold their cocoa, but it is there because they've not started doing the mining and other things. A lot of cocoa has been sold, just that it is there.
What comprehensive measure do you think it's needed at this point?
Well, there are laws that protect our cocoa beans, cocoa trees in this country. Because the law that a lot of people know is when you smuggle a cocoa beans, you'll be arrested, you know. But what produce the beans? It is the tree. So when you cut down the tree, how can you get the beans? And there are laws also, but just that they are not strengthening the laws. That is why we are facing this kind of difficulties and other things. And I think it is very, 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 very worried. And if care is not taken, Ghana will lose a very big thing.
Yeah. Recently, there were complaints from you and your members concerning some of the inputs that government provides, pesticides and fertilizers not reaching farmers. Actually, how has the situation improved?
Well, it is still hanging in a way, you know. We did identification of community challenges, engaging most of the cocoa farmers, and then what we heard was others don't even get the necessary thing. But then lucky enough, we have a new manager that what he is saying is the people will go for the thing themselves at the place. Not that they will be given to an individual to share, because when it is given to an individual to share, it doesn't reach the farmers. And even now, there are a lot of people that they've been even arrested, you know, for selling of these agrochemicals and other things that has been given for them to share for the farmers. So now I think it is a good way for farmers to have their, how do you call it, their agrochemicals and other things for them to use it for their produce, all because it is not being given for an individual. The directives has been given that come to the place and then take it yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Clearly, there's a problem with production, with Ecuador coming in as like possibly becoming the second largest country in terms of cocoa production. What do you think they are doing differently that we need to like emulate? Yeah,
they are being serious because me and you are farming. I'm doing this each and every day. I'm on my farm taking care of it. You are an absentee farmer staying somewhere. They get it. And how can you make it? You can't. You can't make it because supervision. They have been seriously on their farm. When you go to Ivory Coast and they want to do this, how do you call it, the spraying, mass spraying, they spray all together. But this is a situation that in Ghana, it is small farms. You know, this the peasant, the cocoa farmers are peasant cocoa farmers, because hardly for you to get, let's say, 100-acre stretch of cocoa farm, which is an individual, like we can get like 20 or 30 people. No, stretched together, you will not get that. So it is small that we bring it together and then we do what we produce. So talking about production in the other way, what they are doing differently that we are not doing. They are being serious. They mean business. That is why they've improved to that sector. They are not doing galamsey at their place. They are not doing deforestation. They are not cutting down their cocoa to replant rubber or maybe to replace it with rubber. You know. But when it comes to this country, you have a lot of agencies and other things that they are there, which the president know that they are working, they are doing the right thing, but they are not doing anything. Cocoa that has been planted in the forest. Cocoa is a tree. So how come the forestry people will go there and then destroy the cocoa? All because people have intruded, they've gotten into the forest illegally to plant cocoa. So what? Cocoa is a tree. We can make a lot of money out of it. Cutting it will not solve any problem. And these are some of another challenges that we've lost, and we will continue to lose more. Galamsey is taking the center space, and at the moment, the pricing of cocoa, you know, I think on your platform, or maybe not on this program, but then the other program, I think PM Express or maybe AM show, that I said that though Ato is forcing in a way, but then the forcing that Ato is forcing, at the end of the day, now the dollar has increased a little bit. Farmers are calling that if the dollar has increased, we should get a little bit of what? The price increment, because we sell the cocoa in dollar. That is what the farmers are saying. Others are ready to move from their section to go for another section, you see, which is very bad. But then we are still talking to them, just that we are not getting support anywhere. We have been struggling for the past 25 years on our own just to make sure that Ghana cocoa will be stable. But those that they own the cocoa, the thing is coming to them themselves. They are not being supportive to us. So at the end, you say the obit may be no way there, no way. You be here, from maybe to me there. You be say for.
Yeah, you mentioned price. Over a month ago, government increased the cocoa producer price by over 60%. For the farmers, what does this mean for them? Are you satisfied with that increase?
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying, that with the price that came that all of us debated on it, argument, demonstration here and there. I stood in, I stopped those demonstrators because it will not send a good signal for the state, and we need to maintain the price and then see, because at the end of the day, if cocoa is being sold on a dollar and the dollar has increased, you don't expect the government to add up a lot of money for you, because government also have an intervention that is also doing for you. This mass spray now, government said is giving scholarships and other things for cocoa farmers, their awards to go to school. I think it is a very nice and brilliant idea. But I would advise Cocoa Board that if there was anything of that sort, they need to involve the real stakeholders of the game, to sit down with them. You see, for them to know, for them to understand that we the farmer, this is what we need.
So farmers have not been engaged in terms of...
Oh, well, Cocoa Board have been engaging some farmers, which I think they are not farmers, they are political farmers, because when you talk about the Cocoa Share Nut, whatever association, I don't see them as real farmers, I see them as political farmers, you know, and they are people that they have not been helpful so far as the cocoa is concerned. Have you heard the Share Nut and Cocoa, whatever, talking about the distraction or talking about galamsey or doing what we, the concerned farmers, are doing? No, we are engaging people, we are stopping the galamsey. And how can you stop the galamsey? You need to get the young people for them to get something to do. At the moment, we are raising almost 3,500 piglet just to give it to those that they are, this galamsey that we converted them, those that they are willing to go into animal farm, because the land that they've destroyed, they can't plant any food on it. The only thing that they can do on it, it's for we to reclaim it and then also put up structures and then rear animals. That is the only way that can help. But letters has been given to the Lands Commission, letters has been given to the Ministry for Lands and Mineral Resources, but they're putting wax in their ears. They don't care of this thing that we want to do to help the young people. That is not their take, you see. So if Honorable Amabua, that is the Minister for Amakofibua, if you are watching us, what I'm telling you is you have to be very serious enough. All because what is about to happen, you have no idea. We are on the field and we know how aggressive the young people of this country are. And the foreigners has invaded and they are teaching our own citizens bad enough in a way, which I think it doesn't smell good. That is why we, the concerned farmers, have taken upon ourselves. With our own money, we sell brooms. We take public transport. But our money for all this kind of galamsey, the past government, there was a huge amount of money to fight galamsey. What happened? Nothing. You see, we are doing all these things because if you are telling the young people to stop galamsey, what measures have you put in place for them? Yeah. That is why we are raising piglet. Those that they want to go into animal farm, we will just give them and then they will start doing something. We are the same person that we are providing feed for them. Those that they want to go into the plantain chips, already building has been secured. So we are just calling on people, individuals, and then stakeholders, NGOs to come to our aid and then to do what to support us for we to open this kind of factory at Draboso. So it's the galamsey and cocoa is a whole lot of things that I think authorities are not being serious enough. They are not angry enough, because if they are so serious, I think it will take just 2 weeks or 3 months to stop this galamsey. If I'm given the opportunity, though I've not been given the opportunity, but I'm still stopping it in my own small way. But if the necessary support is there, I don't think any young man will go to the bush or the forest just to go and do galamsey, but rather get into the field and do what? Plant cocoa and then protect our cocoa trees.
Right. Circling back a bit to the price, how much should cocoa farmers want per bag, if speaking right now?
Oh, well, for the dollar, I don't know the dollar rate now. So we need to do a calculation of the dollar rate now and then just add up, because at least it is 3,000, let's say, at least for, I can't be saying the price now, because at the end of the day, when I come up with like that, there's another group also will come out with a different thing. So what we do is we do a collective of idea. We have a stakeholders engagement meeting, and then we decide that, okay, fine, how much do we think it will be good for us? Because I'm not the only cocoa farmer. We have a lot of cocoa farmers, and then we come out with the price. So I think from 5 going will be better. From 4 apples going will be better, because we have to watch the dollar rate to do what? To determine the price of the cocoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the current state of the issues regarding smuggling?
For smuggling, we've tried our best in a way to make sure we've talked to the farmers not to sell their cocoa to individuals and other things. And it is not easy, you know, it is not easy at all, because the farmers need money, and others will approach them and tell them that, listen, I am giving you 3,800 and 3,900 or 4,000. You get, if somebody is buying 4,000 from you, will you go and sell your this thing cheaper? No, because all of us are trading for interest. So that is the pricing is making people selling their cocoa for people that they don't even know. Because when others approach them and they said, oh, cocoa, say I'm mobile, and where you're crying or then they'll be selling it for the person. So that is what is happening. So it is the pricing, and it is not cocoa farmers themselves that smuggle the cocoa. You see, we have cartels that do that. We have business people that do that. A cocoa farmer cannot load a truck of cocoa to smuggle to Ivory Coast. No, they don't do that. We have people that they also know people within the borders, and then it's a business. They know. The security agencies know this tricks long time, because the securities can't tell us that people are smuggling this and that, and they don't know them. Those that they are doing even narcotics and other things in the country, they know. The security people, they know them. Any bad thing that is happening, they know them. Just that unless something bad happened before, they will go for them. So with the cocoa smuggling, we've tried our best to educate our farmers not to sell their cocoa to individuals, but then sell to the appropriate people, so that then our cocoa will be in our country for good, how do you call it, good production or good tonnage that we are all looking out for.
Yeah, but do you think the security agencies are doing a good job helping to address the situation?
Oh, well, as for the security agency, we need to leave them out, all because they've done nothing good for we, the farmers, because they are supposed to protect lives and property. Cocoa is a property of Ghana, and let us ask the security agencies, are they protecting the property of the state? They are not protecting the property of the state, because with my eyes, I saw a mile square of cocoa plantation in the eastern region was destroyed. There were police and other things around there protecting this illegality for them to do this. They send issues, the matter to court. Court placed an injunction on it. But those that were doing this destruction have more power than the state. So even the court, they did not even listen to the court. They went ahead of and then destroyed everything. So that is what is happening. When it comes to cocoa, forget this issue that I'm talking about happened 2015 thereabout. Up was up to 2024, 2023. I mean, a lot of things were happening. But even now, as I'm speaking to you, it is happening. In Ghana, if you have money, or you are a big man, or you know somebody in government, the law cannot catch you. You can do what you want to do. And that is what is happening. That is why we, the cocoa farmers, have become vulnerable, because nobody speaks for us. If it is not concerned farmer that will be speaking too much or be making noise, nobody will come out. Abraham Edu said a whole cocoa, global cocoa farm, it was given for a concession for it to be destroyed. We stood in. Savior Church of Ghana, the pastor, he owns a whole farm that have a global award. That land was given for a concession to be destroyed. We stood in, and now he has his farm. If it is not with a consent farmer, like they will destroy it. So, I mean, we are trying our best here and there, each and every day we are trying our best, but just that the authorities and those frontiers are not being helpful, which I think things have to change, and then the newly IGP have to make sure that his people need to be educated enough in a way that they have to see that cocoa is for the state, and they have to protect the cocoa. If cocoa bag, somebody holding an olonka of cocoa beans in his back, and then you prosecute and arrest that person to send to prison, and the whole excavator being on a mile square of a land destroying it, and that person will go for free, I think there's something wrong with our laws, which we need to be very serious upon, because it's the same situation, the same lifestyle that we are doing that is making we lose a lot of cocoa. This thing will not happen in Ecuador. This thing will not happen in Ivory Coast, that a whole cocoa be given for a concession to be destroyed. How? What I want to tell the Ghanaian cocoa farmers is, don't cut down your cocoa tree. Don't sell your cocoa for galamseyers. You see, the world is going to change. So if you don't save your farm, and then you said you are going to sell your cocoa, that 20,000, 100,000, 300,000 can't do anything for you. Let us hold on with our cocoa. Because cocoa is Ghana, as you all know, and Ghana is cocoa. With a cocoa farm, you can get cocoa, you can get a lot of things, citrus, a lot of snails, a lot of things within it. So please, don't cut down your cocoa. And then be reassured, very soon, the price will be increased. We are trying our best to engage Honorable Randiabe and then the Honorable Minister for Finance for him to understand the situation that he has forced too much that the dollar came down. Now he has also forced in a way that the dollar has also increased a little bit. We need a little bit of an increment. That is what the masses are saying. We don't want them to hit on the street. We are still engaging the farmers, trying our best in a way to save the cocoa in this country.
My guest has been Farmer General Nana Opambo Oboadie II. He is the president of the Concerned Cocoa Farmers Association, and he's been sharing it as some of the challenges facing the industry from galamsey to low labor. This has been Food Chain with me, Jessie Era Magbako. See you on another episode.